Hey guys, just wanted to talk today. I want to come back to the audiobook I'm listening to, and I'm not finished with it yet. It's a very long audiobook, but it's Cultivating an Unshakable Character by Jim Rohn. In a previous episode, I gave you the 12 qualities of an unshakable character, and so today I want to talk about the qualities of courage, integrity, and honesty. He lists integrity and honesty separately, but he also, when he's talking about them, he talks about them interchangeably in a way. So wanted to talk about courage first. And what he says, that actually he quotes Aristotle. He says, a truly courageous person is not someone who never feels fear, but who fears the right thing at the right time in the right way. And he says, underlying most fear is the fear of helplessness. And what he encourages us to do is to look at what we fear and ask ourselves, is it a legitimate way of looking at things? He says that people have come to expect a life without real tough times and difficulties, whereas generations before us, they've always experienced insecurity and difficulties. And it's only been in the last 60, 70 years that as kind of a culture, we expect life to be easy. And if it's not, something's wrong. Whereas previously it was expected. I mean, you just knew there would be hard times. And you would prepare for that, and it wouldn't necessarily, shake the foundation of who you are. And he talks about insecurity as in, the fear of losing a job, or just the fear of life falling apart in some form or fashion. He says, adversity is not something to fear. It is something to expect, prepare for, and overcome. He also said that the truly courageous person isn't immune to fear, but it plays a different role in his life than it does other people. For the truly courageous person, they basically fear nothing but fear itself. And it's not that courageous people aren't afraid. It is that they deal with it differently. And then moving on to integrity, he says that integrity basically is say what you mean what you say, and do what you say you are going to do when you say you are going to do it. Integrity is a clear correspondence between words and deeds, what you say and what you do. And I would add to that, it's a true correspondence between what we say we believe, what we say, and then what we do. So interesting. I looked up the definition of integrity, and it listed a couple, the online dictionary, and it said the state of being whole and undivided. It is completeness. The condition of being unified, unimpaired, or sound in construction or internal consistency. And for me, it's like your mind and your emotions and your physical being, your inside, all of that there's this completeness to it. There's not a division. And I think so much of our mental health issues today, well, probably all time, it comes from that division between what's in your head and what's in your heart, and everything surrounding that. And then moving on to honesty, he said, for honesty, he likened it to credit. He says, avoid bankrupt character, pay your ethical debts. Being untruthful is like buying on credit. They are both addictive. Both offer short-term escape from a problem. Shakespeare says, "What a tangled web we weave when we at first practice to deceive." So just like not having to save up for something you want or need, and paying on credit card, it instantly is this sense of fulfillment, or it solves this problem. But we do end up paying for it, plus interest down the road. When we lie, we have to buy into the illusion so deeply ourselves that our own sense of reality is eroded. By trying to loosen another person's grasp of the truth, you end up losing your own grasp of the truth. That just, I had to listen to that twice, and so I'm going to read it again to you so you can listen to it twice. When we lie, we have to buy into the illusion so deeply ourselves that our own sense of reality is eroded. By trying to loosen another person's grasp of the truth, you end up losing your own grasp of the truth. Gosh, that is true. Pay whatever price the truth costs, because in the long run, it's a real bargain. All of these, man, he is right on. Then he goes on to speak to parents, and, he says, the most important thing to teach your kids is integrity and honesty. He says, as parents, it is imperative to be honest. Teenagers will expose any hypocrisy or lack of integrity on the part of authority figures. Kids can be very unforgiving about this, but for them, it really isn't a conscious decision on their part. It is just a necessary phase of growing up. They are testing everything, especially their parents. And I think we all know who have teenagers, this is the truth. They really do kind of hold your feet to the fire on, if you're not living that life of integrity, if you're saying one thing and doing another. And this one, man, this one really stung. It says, once a parent has lost moral authority, it is very difficult to regain it. Children are extremely understanding about many things, but they can't handle dishonesty. A counselor told me that one time, and it is true. It is true, people. Live a life of integrity in front of your children, and do not, whatever you do not be dishonest with them, because it's not that they choose to not be able to deal with it. It is innate within all of us as children, that we just cannot take that, especially from a parent. As parents, we shape the world for our children. We are the foundation upon what their lives are built. And if you are dishonest with your children, it cracks and erodes that foundation, and they can't trust you to keep them safe, to keep their world together, so to speak, because that's what we are as parents. We are the world keepers for our children. Sorry. These things make me very emotional. Like I said, from another book I was reading, or the devotional, the Oswald Chambers devotional. Good God, I cry every time I'm on here. I apologize. There are things we can't do over. Opportunities that we missed. And I think as parents, we all mess up. We all mess up in some form or fashion. And we have to trust that God will make it okay. And that He can heal what is broken. He can He can work in our hearts, and he can work in the hearts of our children. So that on the other side, you know, there is something that is, it's miraculous, really. So, you know, go to Amazon, find this guy's book, Cultivating an Unshakable Character. It's not all easy to listen to, but it is good stuff. And it really is thought-provoking. And, you know, I'm going to keep reading, and I'll come back and let you know about the other, let's see, eight areas that he talks about. All right, bye, guys.